From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Let's play. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep bucking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep bucking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I said it's getting hotter out that flame I came. They try to stop me, straight up block me through that pain I've gained. A newer way, pursue my rays. Look, I don't cry no more. I just load up my mind and let my grind go show. Cause I'm locked in. Every single day I be locked in. Focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Let's play. So
What's cracking, y'all? What's cracking? So welcome back to another episode of Sip the Tally Films, and this is a Monday afternoon quarterback, and we can't be Monday morning because I gotta go to work. So our Monday morning quarterback is probably our first guest of the day. And I put the link in so you guys can join the show and give me your thoughts, and we're gonna try to hang around till about maybe 6:45, right around 7 o'clock at the latest, so I can watch Monday Night Football. And I just want to hear what you guys thought about the game. Now, there were a bunch of people that called in yesterday, but some people couldn't call in yesterday, or they was at work or whatever. But today is the day you get your shine on in video form. And once I finish with my first guest, which I think you guys will really like, we'll let you in. But before we get into that, who is the first guest? Let's see if we can figure that out. Who is the first guest? Let's see if we can figure out who's the guest of the day before we get into our regular guests. Oh, well, that didn't take long. that didn't take long at all.
Yo, what's good? We here, man.
What's good? Appreciate you, Nitro, for coming through. Even though I did, ask you at the end of the show, I don't know if you saw it or not. That's why I text you later on. But let me add my screen to the show so we can peep this if we need to.
What's good, everybody?
So we got Nitro on, and this is the Monday afternoon quarterback. And really, I just want to bounce some things off of his head and see what he thought about the game, and maybe he has some questions for me as well. And you guys may have something that you want to ask, and we'll go through that as well. But the link is in there, and then StreamYard should be showing the link every 4 minutes or so. But the link is in there, and StreamYard should be showing the link every 4 minutes or so. If not, I'm going to put it in there one more time and go from there. All right, so the Ravens beat the yapping Browns, and they're going to be yapping Browns until we get ready to play Detroit. 41-17. The offense didn't have a great day. Defense played what I think is solid after my first glance at the All-22. And then the special teams had what I think was a very big day. And, what were your overall thoughts about the game from yesterday, Nitro?
Roquan Smith. Listen, I was coach. They played a video of Ray Lewis in his ear.
I just saw that.
You saw that, right?
I saw it about 5 minutes ago.
Listen, this is exactly why, Coach, why I said I want Ray on the sideline. You see, the way he was talking to Ro, and you were looking at Ro's eyes, he's like, I got you. He's just like, Hunt, they're going to follow you. It's 60 minutes. This ain't last week. And you can see Roquan's eyes getting darker, almost like something's getting taken over. And I'm like, ooh, I feel something. I feel something coming. And you saw him on the field. Play. Go ahead, Coach.
Let's check it out.
Hunters hunt. They hunt. Lead them to hunt, bro. 60 minutes this time. You understand? Y'all finish this. They gonna follow your lead, right? We're strong individually, but together we'll tell Pacific. Pull them together, bro.
So as I bring
no words truer than we are strong individually, but together we are terrible city.
Yes. And Coach, look, everybody can go to Lamar. Lamar is easy to say, look, he had 4 touchdowns, but this was relatively a quiet 4-touchdown game for Lamar. The entire run game was bottled up. Yep. Derrick Henry was rendered useless. The O-line was, I don't know how much badder the right side could look. Everyone's, like, my gosh, you know what I'm saying? And even regardless from that, the defense said, no matter what the offense does, we're coming to play. Now, outside of that Looney Tune, weird, you know what I'm saying, interception to reception thing that Marlowe did, defense came looking like they were ready to put on a clinic. And everybody sees 41-17, but the score is really 41-10. Because after we were up, I mean, it was like 3 minutes left in the game. They put we put all of our backups in. Said, okay, this is in hand. This is 41-10. 3 minutes ago. There's no way they're coming back from this. You know what I'm saying? They're already complaining that we were running up the score. So so you know what I'm saying? So I look at this game, and there's still a lot to look at and be worried about, specifically on the offensive line. But hey, Tyler Loop through the hoop.
Right.
Coach, right down the middle. I was so happy. He's missed 1 kick in 2 games. He looked very solid. Special teams was flying around the place, making plays. LeJohntay Webster, you saw what he was doing.
Yes.
Cookies. He was ready. Barbecue chicken, right? So he was eating. Lamar, even though the stuff got in, Lamar was like, okay, no problem. Run game not working. I'll show you what this arm can do, right? And then you had D-Hop.
That's the quietest 4 touchdowns I've ever seen.
Quietest.
The quietest 4 touchdown game I've ever seen in my life.
Coach, you know what's crazy about that? He could have had a Jackson 5. We would have been like, oh, gosh.
That far away from a Jackson 5.
Oh, yeah.
That far away.
Mr. Mark Andrews. Coach, I have a question for you, too. What do you think about Mark Andrews the last 2 games?
Mark has the golden opportunity to just go off because of with likely being out. Now I don't know if, and John said something in the presser today that as a coach I feel him on it. He says the ball goes where the reads take them, and that's basically saying the ball goes where the defense allows it. Now I don't know, and I haven't looked at it closely to see if people are on Mark like that. Yeah, but he just he has the ultimate opportunity to be good and to go off with likely being out, because we ain't gonna really throw the ball to Kolar, but he's there. I mean, he's just out there. Like the first game, he wasn't really blocking worth of crap. I didn't really pay attention to his blocking this game yet because I just did my first skim through, so I ain't individually locked on to people. But if you ain't catching the ball, you at least got to block. At least. His Mark's best play probably this year was that tush push.
He looked behind him and said, "Push it, push."
Well, what you think about? Because I've been real critical of this dude since he's been there, and that's Jake Hummel, and I felt like John couldn't wait to do something to validate them keeping him, and he came through with the block field goal. But what else? How do you just go get core special? They'll do nothing but special teams, because Hummel can't give you nothing at linebacker.
You know what's crazy? It's like special teams, because of the rule change, plays more of a part, I feel like, because of field position. Now, if they're kicking it into there, right, you already know, coach, that they're not, you know what I'm saying, they're getting great field opportunity to score.
Right.
What was it? What was the old stat? Like 60% of teams, if starting out at the 40 or something like that, scored. Something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. So, you know, special teams plays an even more integral part of the team than it's done in the past. So I can understand Man Hummel did more with his hands than Mark.
and he got one hand because all this wrapped up. Look, all this wrapped up on hand, man. So.
Yo, bro, I don't be knowing what the chat, like if these chats today have been wilding, man. But he's not lying.
Right.
Mark has 2 catches. What was it? 2 catches in 2 games.
Right.
7 yards. Something like
that's
that.
Crazy. That's crazy. The passing game was. The passing game wasn't great, but then you look at the stat sheet and you see 4 touchdowns, and you just think about. Like, and first of all, I want to give some credit to Cleveland defense. Oh, their defensive front was kicking our offensive line butt over and over again. And while giving credit to Cleveland defense, I'm gonna credit the offense for just keep chopping wood. And that's why football is a team sport. Because when your offense ain't clicking on your best day, your other parts of your game got to step up. And special teams and defense did that. And Rowe, like, I don't know, do Ray need to come to every game?
Every game. Put it on Bashadi's tab, coach. He got the money. He got the money. Just give him a little stipend. Here you go, Ray. You feel me? Let him show up to every game. Roquan's already said that he looks up to him. He's tried to model his game after him. He is somebody that he respects, that he admires. When you can have that at your disposal to pick their brain, they're talking to you like, your name Roquan. You know what I'm saying? What's your name? He's like, Roquan Smith. He's like, remind them what your name is.
Yep. 1
foot front of the other. Let's go. When you get that type of energy, Roquan started hitting everything. I was like, listen, coach, you know, I know Roquan was on another one yesterday. When he picked up the fumble, everybody said, hey, yo, who's that? We thought it was a running back running it. He was, no, what's his name when he was, bro? He looked like Will Smith. Remember Will Smith used to always run in the movies? Like that perfect run like this. That's what he looked like. I was like, yo. And everyone's like, bro, it's crazy.
Another moment that on that play right there is, and I saw it because I got a video coming out in the morning about Rowe's play. But at the end of that touchdown run, you know, they cut out those seats in the end zone and made like some luxury boxes.
Yeah.
So whoever, and I noticed it during the game that he gave the ball away. I couldn't tell. Everybody in that little section had a 0 jersey on. There's about 7 or 8 people in that section where he ran to after the touchdown had a 0 jersey on. So I'm assuming those are like family or whatever that he brought up to the game. And what I said is that is one of those amazing sports moments where if that was his family or those were guests of his, for him to return that touchdown right to them and like all of them jumped up and gave him like a big group hug. To me, that's an amazing football moment. Hey, hold on. Chris coming through with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Chris. W's. Let me see.
I got you, homie.
I heard it.
Chris out there slanging the shit.
Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. Now, another thing I want to talk about is Derrick Henry. Obviously, the defense, you know, had him bottled up or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and I don't really put that on him. I put that on them 5 up front. Now, we allocated a lot of resources to blocking Myles Garrett. Do you think, and we're gonna try to stay away from the guy, do you think the rest of that O-line is good enough to take us where we need to go? Based off what you saw yesterday, because I think the Cleveland got good DBs and one of the best front 4s, but I don't think they have good linebacker play. But they just stuffed it.
No, I don't. Listen, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm Voorhees didn't look like a world beater. Linderbaum was getting pushed back. The only one that I saw when I was watching that only had one bad play was Ronnie.
Yeah. He had 2 in a row.
Yeah. So that was it. Outside of that, he was solid the rest of the game. Everybody else on the line looked like they were fighting for their lives, and that's including Linderbaum. So my question starts to become, we've already seen what a good defensive line can do to an amazing team or an amazing offense in multiple Super Bowls. We've seen it with the Rams. We've seen it with the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Chiefs, right? So we already know how a stout D line can wreak havoc on a game plan. The only reason why yesterday worked is because Lamar Jackson's our quarterback.
Yep.
That's the only reason why. Everybody is bringing up, oh, Joe Burrow. This is not what we wanted. The league needs him. Joey B. Burr, right?
Right.
If Joe Burrow was behind this line, he would have got the same injury.
I agree.
Or worse.
I agree. I
See what
agree.
I'm saying?
100%.
So Falala, shout outs to Biggie 3. You know what I'm saying? He's like the low-hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody got to do better, because I was big on Rosengarten.
Yep.
You know this, coach. I was big. I was like, come on, Rosengarten. I'm rooting for you. And he was just giving up play after play. He was out there like, and I'm looking at him like, fight.
Right.
Fight.
I think if he don't improve his play, he gonna mess around and let they're gonna start activating Carson Vincent.
Ooh.
Or go to Note Boom.
Is it No Boom or not a boom?
we don't know.
Lunch break hot take would know. I know Jose would know. He's an
older cat that had a few injury situations.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'll go to him before they go to Vincent. But I would really love to see Vincent get his feet wet, learn the NFL game, and start his development a little sooner than what they expect. Even if they send him, even if they play him in like blowouts.
Yeah.
But he got to be active. He hadn't been active the first 2 games. So he got to be active to at least get in and get his feet wet like when we blow people out. Because right now, Ben Cleveland's the 6th lineman, but I just don't see them using Ben at guard at all. They feel like they're gonna have to prove everybody wrong with Fale. Like he's gonna get chance after chance after chance until it's I feel like it's gonna be to the point where it's gonna be too late to pull it.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not the case.
Coach, I said the same thing, because it's almost like they're waiting until he gets somebody hurt. Like a injury happens because of him, they're like, all right, we'll pull him now. Like you're not gonna listen. Let me let you understand this, coach, and I mean this with all respect noted. They're not gonna like the response from the Ravens flock if Fale causes an injury to 8 or a running back. Let's do that now. You know what's funny? And you brought the O-line. Patrick Ricard is sorely missed.
Yes.
Sorely missed. And I'm looking at it like, bro, if this never proved how integral he is to this team, his absence sure as heck did. It speaks volumes.
I got some messy folks in my chat.
Nitro shout out Biggie 3 like then. Oh my gosh. Bro, listen, man. Y'all play with me, bro. Y'all play with me, bro. Yo.
Hey, for a minute, every time I would have you on or talk to you, he was nowhere to be around. And every time I talked to him, you was nowhere to be around until I had him on the show one time and you called me from church. remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I'm like, okay, they're officially not the same person, y'all.
Man, yeah, he's my. You know what? Fine. Let's say he's my evil twin. Fine, let's run it. Never seen it in the same place.
Oh, they have called him over here. They have called him Evil Nitro. See.
Yo, shout out to him though, man. He's doing his thing. I like that, man. He's doing his thing.
I love it. I love the passion. He found a little lane, and I love it. Love it for him.
Yeah, definitely.
So, going forward to Detroit. Got Detroit coming up. They just put up 52 points. I'll play Monday night, so another primetime game. All eyes will be on us. What do you expect going forward for Monday?
You know what's funny, Coach? I'm going to sound like I am bathing in purple Kool-Aid right now. But, like, Detroit's always had problems against us. Always, regardless of what's went down, they have not played as well. And even when we've played bad versus them, talking of, something happens to where we end them in historical fashion.
True.
So I think we win. The question is it going to be a blowout or not? And the Ravens right now are averaging 40.5 points a game.
Yep.
Do we continue on the 40-point game streak? I think we do. I think we come out and beat them. I think their defense is going to score some, but I think that we beat them by about 20 points, maybe 18 points, somewhere in that range. I think probably 40 to 21. Yeah. 40
solid number.
Yeah, 40 to 21 in that range. And I think Lamar gets 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. I think Derrick Henry comes out of that box like Ryu or Ken with straight fire Shoryukens ready for everybody. And I think he's going to stiff arm 2 or 3 people into the turf and bounce them off the turf personally. And is it a likely debut? I don't think so. I've already said if they're scoring a lot, I feel like they're going to take it easy with likely if we're winning games, scoring a lot of points, for the simple fact of you rather him come back at around 90% than to come back at around 70%.
Like Jair?
Yeah, where there's a better chance for him re-injuring the injury, right? So I think that he doesn't play. I could be wrong, but the person that I think has a huge game for this upcoming game, it's one of 2 people, Justice Hill or Mark Andrews. If Mark Andrews does not show up in this game, he has another stinker, clunker, pelunker, spelunking. Bro, he's over. He's done.
And I think that's why I put D Wiz coming up there. I think Mark won't have a good game because of that individual right there. That guy right there is different. he is different for real. So Mark may not have a good game, but Yamil put the person in there I think is going to have a good game, especially if Calvin is out.
Mike Green.
I think Mike Green gets it done because another standstill quarterback, and he almost got Joe like 2 times. So I feel like he's finally trying to figure out, like, how can I beat these guys? Because I'm not as strong as them, but I got speed and athleticism over some of these guys. Yeah. And keep in mind, Detroit's offensive line is not the same number 1 ranked offensive line they had. They lost 2 people off that line.
True.
They lost their center and they lost Zeitler. So there's 2 new guys up there that's their continuity ain't as good as it needs to be, but I ain't gonna sleep on them because them son guns, they can score. And Jeff Goff's a crafty guy, so I ain't gonna put it past him. But I do think we win, but I don't think a blowout like that. I don't mind a close game because it makes you better for the playoffs.
The reason why I wanted to point out too why I pointed that Mark Andrews could go off is because I feel like Lamar's gonna have to buy time, and we already know when it comes to backyard football. And Lamar starts to buy time, we know that he looks towards Mark. Right. And I think that they're going to use Mark down that seam. He's going to get some down the field. He's not going to be no short, close to the line. I don't think so. I think they're going to say, Mark, go. The release. You don't got to stay an extra, chip or whatever. Just release and go. And I think if he does that and he starts, backyard plays, I think Mark has 2 or 3 big catches and ends up with 60 yards just off of backyard football.
Gotcha.
And then, when we get close to the goal line, Lamar's looking at him because he's 6'6", 250. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why. But I look at Justice Hill. They're going to be looking on getting to Lamar as quickly and as often as possible, as consistently as possible. And we all know what slows down that pass rush when you can leak out that running back to the flat. And I don't think there's a better outside of, outside of the top guys, a better secondary back at playing the flats better than Justice Hill.
True.
Because we already know we don't got Keaton. They're making sure we ain't seen Keaton Mitchell. He been a hell of a scratch.
Well, I don't know if Rasheen Ali may be hurt too. Very first play of the game, kickoff. Rasheen Ali got hurt. So
he could be back, maybe.
Yeah. Depending, I don't know like how bad his shoulder was, but he didn't play the rest of that game. And so Keaton Mitchell could make a debut against the team that he went off on the last time.
Yes, I pray. Please.
But no, I'm lying. That was Seahawks. That was the Seahawks. I apologize. The color scheme got me. That was the Seahawks.
Yeah.
He went off
But
on
still,
the
I
Seahawks.
pray he goes off again. Could you imagine?
And the people have been complaining about Keaton, and I know they feel like Keaton, he could one touch could be 60, 70 yards for him, but Rasheem is better at pass pro than him, and that's why I really think why he's getting the play over Keaton because of pass pro.
You see how the offensive line effect? It's a trickle-down effect. It's a trickle-down effect because you're looking at it saying we can't trust this O-line to hold up. So now we got to take our playmakers to put in better blockers.
Gotcha.
I bet you see him come back when Patrick Ricard comes back.
I bet
you.
And if they all come back together, it's going to be tough on whoever we play that week. It's going to be real tough.
Oh, if we get likely Ricard and Keaton Mitchell back, it's going to be beautiful, coach. It's going to be beautiful.
Gotcha. Now, one more thing, Nitro. Ali had a concussion, I thought. He might have had a concussion, but I know his shoulder was jacked up on that first play. He might have got hit in the head too as well. But I asked Nitro for 5 to 10 minutes. He been almost 30. So I'm gonna let him go because I know he got stuff to do in the background himself. So Nitro, the people that don't follow you, which I know most of the people in here do, let them know where they can find your stuff at.
You can find me at the Wonderkin Show or the Wonderkin Morning Show on YouTube. Nitro_Quantum for Twitter, for all those people out there that like to get a little randy about Ravens culture. All right, guys?
Gotcha. I appreciate you, Nitro, for tapping in, and we'll see you in the morning on the Wonderkin Morning Show. Now, don't bring no calculator watch back out. I ain't never seen no calculator watch in my life.
Crazy. Everyone else is like, yo, I remember those. They had to ban them from schools because people was picking them and be like,
hold on a minute. Dog Team, you can hear me? Have you ever seen a calculator watch? Just shake yes or no. So, he ain't never seen one either.
He ain't seen one either? That's crazy.
Well, I appreciate you, Nitro, for popping in, and I'll definitely see you in the morning when, I'll be at work, but yeah, I'll tap in and listen as long as the Jits don't have me tied up. I appreciate you, big dog.
Nah, thanks for having me, Coach. Everybody have a great evening. God bless. Peace.
Appreciate you. Next up, we got Nitro. Appreciate him. Got DDSQ. What up, dog team?
What's good, Q dog? What's good, man? Dog, anytime I catch you live, dog, I gotta jump on, bro. Just check in.
I appreciate it.
Bro. I gotta check in, man.
I appreciate it. And just give me, what you thought about, yesterday, and then a little brief synopsis of what you expect them to see next Monday night.
Honestly, it went about as what, because we had this conversation. It went about as what I thought it was going to go. Other than it being the blowout as it was, I didn't necessarily expect that.
Right.
But y'all see them twice a year. They got the advantage up front, bro, and they've had the advantage up front the last 3 years. Probably back even further than that, honestly. and you talked about the linebacker play. They linebackers have gotten better, bro. That rookie's pretty good.
Yeah, Schlesinger or whatever his name is.
Right, and then I think that's his name. And then Devin Bush is had a career resurgence. Imagine if they had JOK. That's another person that they had. And then Emerson was out yesterday.
Yes, I felt like Emerson being out helped us because I like they finally started going at 26 later on in the game. I would have threw damn near every pass at 26.
Well, you could try to do that, but they couldn't block Myles Garrett and they couldn't block McGuire. And even the rookie, I can't remember his name, was
from Michigan. I can't remember his name. Mason Graham.
Yeah. But I think games like yesterday show why you cannot pay Linderbaum $20 million a year, bro. You can't pay him $20 million because you're talking about 2 games in a row. You're gonna have to beat the Bills, and you're gonna have to beat up front as good as what Cleveland has in order to win. But the one thing I can say that's kind of been disappointing. I've been disappointed in Bateman, man.
Yeah,
they cannot. I went back and watched a little bit of your cutups that you were doing while I was just sitting around in lecture today. Dog, he can't beat man coverage. And I thought he would be good beating man. That's 2 games in a row that he hasn't been able to get open. And Lamar don't normally like to feed one guy like that. He wants to kind of get guys involved. But feeding Zay the way he had, but Zay's the only person that can get open.
Right.
D-Hop hopefully he can stay healthy. But did you see how fast he won on the second touchdown? The first one, it was a contested. The second one, he won quick off the line of scrimmage. That's what you expect from Rashad Bateman. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And them wasn't even, honestly, if we want to keep it a buck, them 2 catches D-Hop had, them wasn't good balls. D-Hop just made good plays.
Right. And what you're starting to see is this is similar to 2023 because when OBJ was there, when they got rid of OBJ, those are the targets that Bateman was able to get. Right. Now you got D-Hop and then you got Tez Walker.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying too. And then Tyler Wallace is your dirty man. But he can catch the ball too. So Bateman, if I'm telling you, he gonna be disappointed if he don't step his game up, be able to beat man coverage, which he can't do. And then to the Mark Andrews of it all, bro, you starting to see that maybe Mark Andrews wasn't as good as you thought he was.
Right.
What I say is, you a former hooper. You know you got those one guys that's on a bad team, but they take all the shots and they average 25, 30 a game, and they're not necessarily efficient. And then once the team gets better, you start getting more and more guys. You're like, well, then what happened to so-and-so?
Right.
He's a 20-point per game scorer, and now all of a sudden he's not as good as you would want him to be. That's because true. I promise you, if Isaiah Likely was playing, Isaiah Likely would be getting targets right now.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because
he's gonna beat man.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he don't beat you with the quickness, he gonna out physical some people.
But not only that, his hands are way better than Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely doesn't even though I still think that was a touchdown yesterday. Isaiah Likely doesn't drop that ball.
Right. He did punch it a little bit, so I give Mark a little bit of grace. But once you put your hands on it, you got to secure that ball.
But that's
you got to turn away from it. You can't just pose. Them guys don't play with the way the rules are set up. You got to during that catch the ball, run out the end zone.
Right, but the thing is, like people say he didn't make a football move. Him catching the ball and putting the ball to the side is a football move. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's why. And it should have been challenged. But Harbaugh gave an excuse why he didn't challenge.
Yeah, I heard it today.
It makes sense because you thought they would review it, but you gotta at least put the pressure on it. You gotta challenge that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the game was still in the balance then, and so if you don't get those turnovers and in those short fields, this could have been a way closer game than what it turned out to be.
True. And special teams played a key role in it too with the block punt and then the return by Wester. We got good field position. But I will say this, and I don't know if you heard John say this. It made a lot of sense, and I didn't think about it. So as many points as you score, when you kick the ball off, the team's probably getting decent field position. And if you stop them, you're gonna get backed up. And I didn't think about that because I did notice that we were starting like in the low 15 to back or like a bunch of times, and I couldn't really wrap my head around why are we starting so far back and having to have these long drives. Right. But once John said that, I'm like, oh, that do make sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And if you look at it, y'all had one long drive against them yesterday.
Yep, one.
So if you don't get the special teams things and the turnovers, it was the same thing. I think it was the first game in 2023 y'all played them at home where y'all scored 28 points, but you only had one long drive. The rest were on turnovers. Cleveland's good, you know what I'm saying? You got the familiarity thing too. They know all the plays. They basically draft guys to beat you guys because you guys beat them every single year. You know? So it's one of those things to where you got the win, you take the win, you move on to next week, and you don't apologize for it. Now you hope that the Van Noy injury you're not really upset about.
Right.
He is stabilizing. The injury you got to be worried about is if Marlon Humphrey is out for any extended period of time.
Agreed.
But that's because now who you put a Awuzie in the slot? So you put a Awuzie in the slot. Who's gonna?
I feel like it got to be Martin.
Right.
I feel like it got to be Martin because Awuzie is not a slot corner. Nate's not a slot corner. It got to be Martin, and him and Lowry got to figure some stuff out.
Right. And so it's one of those things to where whatever they're doing with Jair Alexander, let him get right. Bring him back in 3-4 weeks after the bye if you got to. Make sure he's good because you're gonna need him or Awuzie at the end of the season to be playing well. Because Awuzie played well yesterday. They played well in Spurs in the first game. You're gonna need those three guys. But the one thing I do like what the Ravens are doing, and Brodney made a great point to where people were trying to say that Derrick Henry was the key to the Ravens, and if you stop Derrick Henry, you stop the Ravens. Yesterday showed that that's not true.
Right.
As far as the dude, And he's also showing that that if you would have invested in even decent wide receiver earlier in his career, granted he's already a 2-time MVP, he probably would already have 4 of them by now. And another thing to the Derrick Henry of it all is frustrating to watch Derrick Henry now, but Derrick Henry was here half a season later than what he should have been.
Yes.
Because look at that 3rd round pick, they didn't want to give up for Derrick Henry. It's Adisa Isaac. Is he playing right now?
No.
So would you trade that Adisa Isaac for having Derrick Henry against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game?
In a heartbeat.
You gotta give him the ball, and you win that game, and you win the Super Bowl, and now you're talking about a dynasty now instead of trying to get your first one. And so it's one of those things to where we'll see how the offensive line holds up, because you know as well as anybody calling plays.
Yeah,
the offensive line ain't good no matter what you call.
It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
When I tell y'all, if your offensive line is bad, you might as well take your hands and put them behind your back and just throw darts at the play sheet, because ain't none of that crap gonna work. Or if they got a guy that's like a defensive disruptor like Myles Garrett, and I'm telling you, I seen this happen. I know it's on a lower level with Jeffrey Simmons. We could not do nothing with Jeffrey Simmons in high school. We couldn't block him with 3 or 4 people. So you know what we did to even get back in the game? Wherever he was, we set our quarterback down. Wherever he at, he's the read. So if he was at edge, we ran inside, a zone read and read him. If he came in at a 3 or a 1, we kind of ran some like midline stuff. And if he chased it back, the quarterback kept it. And that was the only way we was able to get yards. And even when we faked him out, this dude was so much of an athlete, he'll go run the running back down. And the running back we had played in the NFL for 2 years.
Well, unfortunately, Jeffrey Simmons taught y'all that in 2019 too, in that in the division round game, because he single-handedly won that game in the trenches for you guys against the Hall of Famer in Marshall Yonder. You couldn't block him, couldn't go for it on 4th down, couldn't do well. Lamar had all of the yards rushing, but that's why he had to do everything, and that's how great Lamar Jackson is. Hopefully, John Harbaugh did not screw this thing up, because really y'all the dynasty that never was right now. Y'all should be dynasty right now. It should be y'all instead of the Chiefs that have won all these Super Bowls. But it's not over yet, because the one thing people said that, and to me, you saw the film, I didn't see the film. People said Lamar didn't play well yesterday. I don't think that's true.
Me neither.
What Lamar showed you was that he don't need his legs to dominate the game.
Great point. His legs, and I said this his legs should not be part of the game plan. They should be extra. And he showed that yesterday.
And what he showed you is, because even he showed you basically what he could be at 35, 36 years old. Maybe not as fast as he was when he was 22, 23, 24, 25, but still more athletic than 98% of the people who played the position outside of Randall Cunningham, outside of Michael Vick, where maybe you can't take off for 40 yards, but he can escape pressure, get out to the right side, and you have a number 1 receiver out there. Give you a guy a shot. He can make a play for you.
And that's what he's going to need. The older he gets, he's going to need legit receiver help. Even if it's somebody that's in college right now, he's going to need a guy that's doing what D-Hop can do for him. Because like I said it for the season, D-Hop ain't got to play from the 20 to the 30. Once you hit that 30-yard line, D-Hop, come on, do what you do. Because being able to just throw the ball up and trust that a guy go get it or make sure it's incomplete, that takes a load off.
Right. But you know who really should be learning the most from D-Hop right now?
Tez.
You read my mind.
Tez.
He need to be following D-Hop everywhere he goes to see how he works, see what he does. Because ultimately, D-Hop, if y'all win the Super Bowl, D-Hop's not come back next year. You know what I'm saying? But you imagine your quartet of Zay another year, Bateman settle into the offense if he don't get pissed off because he's not getting targets.
Right.
And a more leveled up Devontae Walker. But even if they get pissed off and you want to get traded, you still got Tez could still be your number 2. You gotta make sure you sign. You gotta make sure you sign likely and bring in some damn guards.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. But I haven't had a chance to watch any of Detroit this year because I don't have time to watch all the games like I normally do. I kind of looked at the box score. Jared Goff is not, and it surprised me that he scored 52 points. I thought that their scheme was a lot dependent on.
He had 5 tutties yesterday.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things to where you got to really key in on stopping their run game because Jared Goff is the ultimate. He's a bigger version of Kirk Cousins. If
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
To where he can't really move, but if he has a running game, he can play action you. He can layer the ball. He can layer the ball to death, and he will kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
so
when you jump his intermediate stuff, they got probably one of the damn fastest dudes in the NFL running post routes and go routes.
Have you had a chance to study him at all, Jameson Williams, this year? Have you seen?
I've only seen the highlight of the big throw he had yesterday. I'll get into him a little bit later in the week. I mean, I'm gonna do a video on Jared Goff for the second channel. If not tonight, tomorrow. But and I'll have probably a better idea of it. But I just know from watching a little bit of Detroit, because little secret, Detroit fans they watch stuff, and so that's why the second channel you see a lot of Detroit stuff, you see a lot of Green Bay stuff, because they come and support when you put stuff about them. So I'll have more on them later, but and then I'll go to All 22 too, because that's basically his second team he does, and we in a group chat, and I just kind of chit chat with him about it as well. But they're dangerous, even though they're missing them guys up front. That means Travis Jones, Matt BK, and whoever else play the interior, they gotta have good days.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things to where now Jameson is a legit number 2 and can take the top off of defense. He's doing a little bit more. I'm assuming he's doing a little bit. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him. And then you still got the Sonic, what they call it, Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield.
Yeah,
Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think Gibbs he might be the second. He definitely the top 3 running back in my eyes. Because that joke can score, huh?
You think you better than Bijan?
No, I think they right there together. And Derek and Saquon, them 4.
Okay.
Them 2.
What about John Taylor?
JT always slipped my mind because he over there with them sorry Colts.
Well, they not sorry this year, bro. I don't know if you've seen them. But Daniel Jones is shutting a lot of people, and I don't know if he's gonna be good whenever it counts. But he shut. They got it. But you had him ranked out. They just needed a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
And if he continues to play like that, because their O-line, they got my favorite O-line. And if they can continue to run the ball, they'll be dangerous. But when you get them, if they get behind, that's where I feel like Danny Dimes gonna lay it down.
Yeah,
but they've been playing even or up front these first 2 games. They get behind. That's why I want to see what he can do when they behind.
Their defense ain't where it needs to be. They
lost one of their linebackers. They lost EJ Speed.
Okay. You know the Bruz on that. You guys the Bruz.
Yeah. Him and Speed did the podcast together, and they lost Speed to I forget what team, but him and Speed was problems.
Okay, I got you. And they got a pretty good pass rush too. They're lacking a little bit in the secondary, even though they got a guy that's making plays for him. But I think it's setting up pretty good this year for you guys, dude. It's one of those things to where y'all got to, when you say foot on neck, Kansas City got to beat them.
Right.
Texans got to beat them. You know what I'm saying? The Rams, that's always going to be a good game. I don't think this game is going to be particularly close because Lamar just don't lose the NFC teams.
True.
He really don't lose to most. He don't lose to most teams, honestly. I mean,
he kind of loses to the same teams.
Yeah. And a lot of
have a fluky one every now and then.
It's really only 3 teams when you look at it. Is Buffalo, he's 500. He lost the last 2 games. It's just Kansas City, and I think he's over the Steelers now.
I think so. Because a lot of times we play the Steelers, he don't play.
Nah, and the thing is too, it is with the Steelers is similar to the Cleveland. Can you stop TJ Watt?
Yeah,
and Hayward from wrecking the game. But one thing the reason why I say it's over for the Steelers though, people don't really understand. Minkah Fitzpatrick was to the Steelers what JOK was to the Browns.
Yep.
Minkah had Lamar manned up the whole time, and it was trouble until y'all got some receivers that can keep him honestly outside. So you want to play me man? Okay, I got Zay Flowers. He can beat you one-on-one on the outside, and I got Likely that can control the middle of the field. So and then and Rosengarten did good on TJ Watt in the last 2 games to where he couldn't single-handedly wreck the game.
Right.
Like he was doing before. So
and with them trading for Jalen, and as much as I like Jalen got to chase receivers around. Minkah can kind of sit back there and kind of play, the middle and see what's going on in the run game. And with Lamar, Jalen got to chase receivers around unless you're gonna put him at safety, and they don't do that. No, I like our chances with the 2 safeties they got.
And not only that though, is you like your chances, but even what Jalen Ramsey does, he's not going to affect, because Jalen, most games that Jalen has played against Lamar, the teams got blown out because he kind of takes away his impact. Okay, you want to take away one receiver? I got 2 tight ends in the middle of the field, and I got other receivers that I'm gonna go to, and whoever you got trying to come at me, they can't bring me down.
True.
So yeah, and so the difference with like I said, it's the Steelers and the Browns of it, to where the Browns got somebody in the middle and they got somebody on the outside. The Steelers got somebody in the middle and they got somebody outside, and you got Minka Fitzpatrick. With the Bills, that's just bad luck. You know what I'm saying? That's just bad luck. But it's setting up pretty good. But they gotta keep this. I think winning this game, they took care of business. They didn't fall too far behind. So now you start picking up speed, because now the first game, even though you should have won it, it's a tough road loss. Really good team, and there's no shame in that. Just like it's no shame in how they look yesterday. Like people saying, "Oh, Lamar played bad," or "Is this the Browns?" You study, bro. They put more talent on their defense at a fault, and their offense is terrible. And that's why their coach needs to get fired. Promote that defensive coordinator. Play one of the young guys, preferably Shador. Dylan Gabriel's good in that Stefanski system. But what is that Stefanski system other than
That's what I'm telling folks. If they probably gonna play Dylan before they play Shador, in which that's their prerogative or whatever. But when Dylan get in that game, you're gonna see so much the same thing that the Browns do to people. That's what the people gonna start doing to Browns. They're gonna make Dylan Samuels beat them over the top.
Yeah, and the thing is,
dink and dunk stuff ain't gonna work.
And he's a lesser version of Tua without Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and A-Chain and all that speed around him. True. And so you can run the offense, but what's that gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing at all.
The key is really gonna look at what the Bengals are gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow's hurt. Are we gonna really see how much of the MVP Burrow is? Or how much is it Chase and is it Higgins? You
remember last time Browning had extensive playing time?
Almost went to the playoffs.
They ain't miss a beat.
Almost went to they actually played better with Browning than they did because they were under 500 with Burrow, and they were over 500 with Browning.
I saw it on Twitter today. They were saying that when Browning goes in the game, they're a real football team because it ain't just shotgun, throw it to Chase, and they actually get under center. They do real football stuff, and it makes them a better team. And when I was doing my research for like videos to do on the second channel, I had no idea freaking Chase had 14 catches.
No, but the thing is, what people don't realize is that Zach Taylor is from the McVay tree. They run the same offense, and they ran that offense before to where they like to feature one receiver, but it's a lot of outside zone, inside zone duo, but under center play action. You see what it did with because Ben Johnson they run the same the same system. Really, majority of people in the NFL run that same Shanahan system variation of the West Coast offense. Yep. But what Burrow got there, he want to run the same thing he did at LSU.
Yeah, exactly.
Shotgun 5 out, and so people are blaming the offensive line, but you have to protect. Protection should be key.
Right.
You don't need to run 5 out all the time. Get your butt under center. Hard play action, 1-2-man routes. Who's covering Higgins and Chase on a 2-man route? Nobody.
And they got a decent running back.
And they had one in Mixon. So just give him the ball 20 times a game. And play action off of that and watch. He throwing for 4,500 yards, 50 touchdowns, completing 75% of his passes, and not being hurt every year. But I don't. Like you talking about, he done hurt his knee, he done hurt his wrist. Now you talking about his toe.
It ain't gonna be too much longer.
No, it's not gonna be too much longer. And so, like I said, the thing about it is, you get that separation because the Chiefs, the AFC West ain't what it used to be, where it was a free ride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no guarantee that even if the Chiefs do come back and win the division, that they're gonna win 12, 13 games.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because Vegas is better.
Yeah,
the Chargers already done beat them,
and the Broncos better.
Broncos give them even when they weren't good, they gave them trouble every year. Yep. So it's looking like is Bills more likely they may not lose a game. No, they may not lose a game.
Yeah, I was looking at their schedule today.
Their schedule is straight trash. Because we played them in Buffalo, even though it's in the beginning of the season, it's not going to be snowing. We not that good, brother. The NFC South is trash. So yeah, the NFC South, and I think they got the AFC. I can't remember the other division they play, but
their schedule ain't great.
No,
I mean it ain't bad. I mean it's set up for them to probably be 15-1, if not 16 or 7, whatever, and 1, and or undefeated, because they.
And I haven't seen the Texans yet. I guess we'll see them. What time is it? 6:52. I guess we'll see what the Texans looking like tonight. But Texas might not win that division. Colts might take that. And Jacksonville's not bad.
Right. They're better. They need Trevor Lawrence to play better.
They just gave the game away, but they got talent up and down the field. I think because they got our old offensive coordinator. I think he knows what he's doing. I think that this might be Trevor's last chance to kind of show something, because this is what, fourth coach that he done had.
Or Urban Meyer, the next dude, and his person right here.
Yep. So and then they had an interim coach with the other dude.
Yep. Wasn't it the black dude? Oh no, that was Carolina had the black dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you brought up the game at 7, so I'm gonna get up out of here. Okay, but the last thing is with Lamar being as good as he is, and like I said, people was talking about that wasn't a good game. In my eyes, he really showed you that I don't have to be Superman for us to win games. Especially, and I said this at the beginning of the season, everybody else need to bring their game up to match Lamar. And I think yesterday was one of them instances where that happened. How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, it depends on how we define Superman.
Okay.
Because I would call what he did yesterday quasi Superman.
Okay.
It just wasn't reckless hero ball, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because even with those overthrows, they said there was overthrows in the beginning of the game. They weren't overthrows. Like there was one bad. He has 2 bad misses to Bateman where he threw it behind him, but he was pressured on both those throws and he missed them. But the throw that the corner route to Zay, that was really a throwaway because Zay was basically bracketed by 2 people.
Sure was.
And so I think he's showing that he's just not. He's playing with his brain right now.
Yeah.
And so he's really, and we talked about it before. Like I really think this is Jordan in 90. Remember Jordan in the first 3-peat where he would still have the athleticism, but he combined the athleticism with the triangle and with the quickness and the passing ability and all that stuff. He was basically unguardable. That's what he is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, for you young folks out there, and I know a lot of y'all probably LeBron people.
I mean, I am too.
The first 3-peat.
Well, yeah. And so it's one of those things to where it's going to come down to, and we talked about this the first game, where I called you after the first game. It's going to come down to guard play and Linderbaum and being able to sustain drives. Because even when you look at they really only had one long scoring drive where they got a touchdown. I don't even think they have that. No, not take that back. No, they haven't. Because most of their the 2 long drives that they had. Yeah,
yesterday they had a 10-play, 81-yard drive.
Was it
that was yes, he ended in a touchdown.
Okay, so yeah, two quasi long drives. The first drive last week where they got a field goal, and this drive where they got the touch. Like most of their touchdowns, even though they scored a lot of them, have come on big plays.
Yeah,
because they have fields. Right, because they haven't had the consistent interior line, offensive line play.
So check this out. I'm looking at the drive right here. Touchdown, a 24-yard drive. Touchdown was a interception. No. Touchdown was after Nate got his interception. Touchdown on the one drive we talked about earlier, and then a 24-yard drive. They got a touchdown. So like you said, no real drives other than that one, and then the one to kick off the game last week.
Yeah, and even like I say, it's just a lot, and which is good. The explosion is good, but you got to be able to sustain drives too, because that's how you put games away. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Because you're not going to be able to blow everybody out, and then too, it's not an excuse if you're putting up points. You can't keep putting your defense out on the field like that. They just not defense. I think Tony Dungy said you only want your defense to be on the field like maybe 60 plays, 65 plays at max, and that's pushing it, because then now you're talking about the dams will start breaking.
I think the Bills had 80 something plays.
It was too many, but the thing is, with the Bills game, you got to be able to get yourself off the field.
And Cleveland still had it look like 73 plays. I think that's what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, they did. And so it's one of those things to where it's like I said, it's gonna come down to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Buffalo. The Chargers are strong on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
The Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? And those are the three teams that I've seen so far that actually, Chiefs are always you're gonna count Chiefs, but those two teams are the two most solid teams. And then maybe the Colts, we'll see. But if you talking about Jones versus Lamar, I'm gonna take Lamar. Lamar gonna find a way to get it done, dog.
Exactly. I appreciate you, dog team, man. Great conversation. I love talking ball with you. So hey, anytime I do something and you're welcome to come on. It's a great conversation. It's an intellectual conversation. It ain't no surface level stuff. It's actual ball talk. And we, again, as my friend Garnett said, we in the business of making ball talk great again. So I appreciate your team for being in and routine. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. We're finna go watch some Monday Night Football. And on that note, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Subscribe if you've not done so. And I know Chris finna say something crazy. Let me see what Chris gonna say. I already know it. I'm waiting on it, Chris. I'm waiting on it before I end. What you got, Chris? I'm gonna wait till the chats come through. I know you got something. I guess she don't have nothing, so I'm gonna go ahead and let can What's Calm take us out? I think he can take us out.
Who is this?
We're gonna let that ride for a minute. I appreciate y'all, man. Oh, she ain't got nothing. Okay. Peace, y'all.